go. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. Welcome. Thank you.
We are Coffee Talk with Kimberly.
Yes. And I know you've missed us because it's been a while, but vacation life.
Vacation, I got sick.
Soccer games, health first. Very important. Very important.
So this is Kimberly.
Hello.
Our Coffee Talk with Kimberly.
I'm Kimberly.
I'm Jaime.
The knitter extraordinaire.
J&K Lost in the Woods.
Yes.
I don't know about knitting extraordinaire, but I knit a lot.
Amazing teacher. If anyone ever has the opportunity to take a class from Jaime, highly recommend. Of course, this is not a paid political announcement. However, I have taken classes from her, not only as my friend, but also to learn new skills. And I actually did learn the new skills. So
you do.
That's a benefit.
You improve every day.
And handouts. There's also handouts.
Yes.
So if you like handouts, you'll
love
get
handouts.
those as well. So what have you been doing, Jaime? It's been a little while, since we have chatted in person on YouTube. So in real life, every day.
Every day. Multiple times a day.
Yes.
So some of you saw that I was in Juneau.
Yes.
So you saw my one video. That's all I managed to get because I was out
amazing.
hiking, and it's beautiful. If any of you ever get a chance to go to Alaska and or Juneau specifically, hit me up and I can make sure you have the grand tour. For those of you who don't know, the hubby lives there.
Yes.
So,
and by the way, my cup is on fleek. Thank you very much, Jaime. With, of course, the Starbucks maple pecan coffee.
It is the best.
It's the best.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So I made myself the replica matcha, their iced matcha. I gave you the secret, my recipe. I don't know if it's, to me it tastes equally as good. I don't know.
Okay, well, I have to say I am wearing no sleeves and Jaime's wearing short sleeves because it's about 95, 125 degrees. And that's completely an exaggeration, but it is October and we're in the mid-Atlantic. We're in Maryland.
And
so
it's going to be 80 today.
Yes.
So if we could just have fall, please.
Yes, we would like fall. Well, we had fall for about a week. And then Mother Nature started laughing at us because we were all wearing our wool sweaters and said, no for you.
It's horrible.
It's pretty bad, I'll be honest, because you can't wear white pants after Labor Day.
Can't or shouldn't.
I mean, it's all whatever you want, you do you, and we absolutely support you doing you. However, it's a little tough for the wardrobe to figure out what to wear.
No, it is. It is.
So we compromise. So let's talk about what in the world. Let's talk about, first of all, last time I don't think we heard that the dress was finished.
So the dress is finished, and if Kimberly moves towards me, you guys can see the dress.
Do you see?
Right?
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
So I will post finished pictures of the dress. Now the goal was
my Vanna White impression.
The goal was to get the dress finished before vacay, which I did.
Yes.
Because it was cool enough there, barely, to wear it. But did I get any pictures? Of course not. Because that's the way life goes.
Because life.
Yeah. So, but the dress was finished. I'm super excited. I'm starting a second dress because I love it so much. Next time we chat, because this will be a weekly thing now that we're done with vacay and stuff.
And also, I need to be held accountable because I'll show you my holy sweater later.
Oh.
Maybe haven't worked on it.
Well, it happens.
It's okay. Life.
So I'm going to start a second one in different colors. I feel like this is something that once it gets cold, hopefully, it'll get cold, I will wear all the time. I think it's just and for me, that's why I knit, is to make a piece that's really wearable. So. And
also to do your capsule wardrobe where it all coordinates, correct?
So, can we talk about that for just a hot second?
Let's talk. It's been in the news lately. I actually read a whole article that said you should only have 37 pieces of clothing. I don't think I could do that, but they did talk, and it seems really amazing that some people do. 37 pieces. I mean, you can have a bigger capsule wardrobe.
I have 37 sweaters.
Well,
should we not talk about that? So there's the problem, though, right? So you knit because I knit. Part of it is just my job, right? That's what I do. But only some of it sits in the store, and then I do get it back, and so it sort of rotates seasonally as well. Yeah. So I do know that I'm making a sweater. It's going to end up in the store. I'm not going to get to wear it right away. And so then, things rotate, but yeah. So
and I really, really like it when Jaime is making a sweater and then she decides, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this size, and then it's my size,
Yes.
and then I get a brand new sweater.
It happens.
It's lovely. She does lovely work.
I've done that for, so you know what?
More
It's
than
happened,
one person.
It has happened more than one person. I've had a couple customers at the store
Mhm.
who became friends, and
Yep.
even if you weren't a friend, but they became friends, and
Well, I would be your friend for a sweater.
thank you.
I mean, without a sweater too, I'd still be your friend.
But like they didn't fit for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It was like too big, too small, too whatever. And the person walked in, and I was like, "Actually, that is your sweater."
And they're
so
like, "This is amazing. It's beautiful."
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's happened a couple times. So.
Yeah, that's very cool. So I'm sorry, we were digressing because we just love to go
capsule
off on
wardrobe.
tangents. Capsule wardrobe.
So one of the things I started, I guess a couple years ago, was instead of just choosing the yarn that I love, because I do that too, but
Mhm.
also more intentionally choosing the palette, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, my youngest got some clothes last night, and she actually chose really, really well. So she got a couple different pieces, but they were all in the same palette.
You
So they're
guys,
all
she
mix and
looks
match.
like the cover model
looks
for
super
17
cute.
Magazine's fall issue,
really
and that just totally dated me. But I was like, oh my goodness, I've seen this somewhere
super
before.
cute,
She
yeah.
looked adorable.
But then I realized, like,
Yeah.
you know, you get more wear out of pieces
Mhm.
if you choose it within the palette you already own. Wear will mix match.
And then just
Right.
a little pop once in a while.
Right,
You
yeah.
know, go crazy. And maybe save those single skeins or like the vacation skeins for socks or one
Socks,
skein shawl.
Or a
to
little
close
pop
to
of
you.
shot. Exactly.
Yeah.
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 So in that point,
Yes.
so we had at the store. So knit locally,
Yes.
for those of you who don't know where
In
I
Gaithersburg, Maryland.
work. We had a trunk show this weekend. Mada Yarns, Maida Yarns, Mada. It's on Etsy. She doesn't sell a ton on Etsy. If you can always reach out. I can get you guys in contact. But it's a farm yarn,
Farm yarn.
right? And
Mhm.
so it's from her sheep.
It's beautiful.
Suffolk is what I got in the sock yarn. So what I did was, this is my total color palette. This color goes with all
Look
of my
at what
winter.
you're wearing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Goes with all my winter stuff. And I love this yarn. I'm actually working with it in a pattern we'll talk about in a minute.
Okay.
It has, you can't really see, but it's like highs and lows and greens and
It's
blues.
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's very dimensional, not flat. Like
It's not
sometimes
flat.
with commercial yarn, it might be more flat. It just depends on the commercial yarn too.
So I picked this out because I'm going to pair it with a mohair that matches and make our favorite paint, which is just a throw over, pull over. I'm going to date us again, but you're like champion sweatshirt that you remember from like the 90s, 80s.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I've made that before. I love it. I'm going to make it a size
paint is
bigger
amazing.
just to throw over. I'm going to pair it with a mohair, and this will be something amazing. Okay, so then I thought,
what were you thinking, Jamie?
I picked this up because I will make matching socks.
Gorgeous.
And see how they go together?
Yep.
Right, so I can totally wear them together. This will be my fun. It's variegated. It's got purples.
And
actually,
the main benefit, let's be honest,
would
your
match.
toes are going to be so toasty.
they are nice.
Yeah.
I've worked with this yarn before of hers. I love the way it turns out. It's naturally superwash. So it is a non-superwash. It has not been treated. But because the yarn doesn't really want to felt, because of the breed of the sheep, you can throw it in the washer dryer. So total win.
I wouldn't recommend dryer, but you could. My luck is I would get the one sheep that wasn't super washed, and then I would have like a sock for a baby instead of size 10.
Sometimes I just throw them in there by accident.
That happens sometimes.
So for me, I was like, oh yes, I'll do these. They'll match my winter wardrobe because I wear a lot of blues. Blues, greens, and reds. That's kind of what I wear.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Oranges for fun, browns.
That's pretty amazing.
So,
Kimberly, have you done much knitting? Why, no, I have not. I have to be honest. I have done crocheting.
Yeah.
So this is called the Easy Peasy Mouse, and it's on Ravelry. And actually, if you say yours doesn't actually look like the pattern, yeah, because that was just a template. You know, that was a suggestion of how to do it. None of these mice are the same, and you know why? Because mice aren't the same.
No.
So sometimes I feel like doing more. It depends on what I was watching on Netflix, quite honestly. And I don't know if I'm going to get much watching done because I have to say today Beckham came out on Netflix and he is one of my cutie patooties.
He is.
I love him. So, my kids were always into soccer, and so of course David Beckham, Bend It Like Beckham. But these have fiberfill and catnip in. So if you hear Jamie's cat trying to get in, it's because she wants to play with these.
One of the cats or one of the dogs. Like
yeah, they want to
play.
play. So this is our Christmas one. We celebrate Christmas, and these are actually going to my daughter for one of her neighbors. Has 4 cats, and my daughter has 1. And so they're going there. So this is this is a Halloween Little Mouse.
They're so adorable.
Which is also my son's high school colors. So I already had this yarn. And it depends, like, they're different widths. Some are skinnier. Depending on how many stitches I wanted to do. Sometimes I did different hooks, whatever. But it's never too late to start thinking about gift knitting, crocheting, spinning, weaving, cross stitch.
Yeah.
Anything that you make, Mod Podge.
Yeah.
I've been using that too. But it's very fun. And then you're like, oh, wow, I don't have to worry that Christmas is less than 90 days.
And you know what? Like, so in crafters, I think we forget each other.
Yes.
So I got a gift. When I was in Alaska, met somebody who's also a fellow crafter. Obviously, I'm still trying to get over something.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay.
And
she's not contagious.
I'm
Don't
not.
worry. Not even through the screen.
Not even through the screen. She gifted me a jellyfish that she crocheted. It is so cute. It's actually sitting on the outside of my door. And I hung it up. It's adorable, but I was so touched because as a crafter, you give me stuff. And actually, my friend Deb gives me stuff.
You guys, some of the stuff I've given Jamie, she has to really love me because honestly, it was horrific.
No, it was
I'll
not.
be honest. It was at the beginning stages.
Listen, we all
start somewhere.
That's right.
Okay.
But I was so touched. Because I was like, this is the sweetest thing ever.
Somebody's time.
Yeah.
And that they were thinking of you and they did it. Blah blah blah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. It made me happy. So.
Yeah. That's very cool. Unfortunately, I think my phone is dinging.
That's okay. So while your phone is dinging, I'll tell you about the finished product.
Yeah.
So this actually was really fast, and I would have finished it a lot faster if I'd been working on it and like not sick half the time. So super cute sweater. I even have the pattern to tell you what it was because that never happens. So this is called. Oh, this is actually perfect right now.
Yeah.
This is called the Friendship Pullover.
And I am definitely making this.
It's by Amy Scher.
I think I might even need this color.
It is so...
It's gorgeous.
So pretty. Okay, so I'll stand up. I'll show you guys. So I'm not going to put it on because actually it's way too hot.
Yeah.
It's worsted weight. Adorable. It's got a big cable.
Beautiful, you guys. I saw it on
sleeve.
her. Let's talk. It has bust starts.
It does. That's the awesome thing. I think I mentioned it last time because I was working on it maybe. So for those of us who are a little busty, and you can leave the bust darts out. She does say like, hey, if you are X, do not bother with bust darts. Keep rocking and rolling.
Right.
This one is done bottom up. My issue with bottom up.
You can't try on.
You can't try on when you go. And so sometimes they fit me really weird, or people are like, oh, you need more, or I tend to be short from here to here. My yoke is short. And so I end up with a lot of gappy fabric. I had a sweater last year. I ended up having to like finish and then ended up having to pull it all the way out to the join, redo it, doubling the decreases.
And you loved it and
I loved
the yarn,
it. It
so
beautiful.
that's why, let's be honest.
But this one was really nice because it doesn't have your standard 10 inches of ease, and that's kind of how designers get around it.
Mm-hmm.
Is they're like, oh, well, 10 inches of ease, and then it'll fit you, and it'll fit me, and it won't matter, and it'll,
And they also try and fudge being size inclusive.
Right.
And they're not really, so.
And so for me, I really want something that's sort of like form-fitting, but sometimes bottom up is actually a better way to design something, right? This one has long sleeves.
It's amazing.
Which I'm not always a fan of, but this is a heavy sweater, so.
And I am, so I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. And the sleeves fit beautifully, because that's my other issue is sometimes they're actually just like really big. You can't scoosh them up. Anyway, this...
Because you can change the length of the sleeve because you have shorter arms than me. Like if we...
No, I know.
Like, oh my God, I got a whole hand more. And I'm not that much taller. It just depends. It depends. Everybody's different, which is the fantastic part about creating your own garments.
And this allows you to like try the sleeve on. So actually I was able to try it on and go, oh yeah, nope, I need to stop. It was perfect. I will tell you, I will make this sweater again.
And hopefully she tells me when she's going to, so that way I can jump on the bandwagon and do it with her.
Yeah.
Not as fast, but if I have questions, then I'll go, what did you do?
Well, it actually, because it's worsted, it's a really fast knit. It's like not
gorgeous.
It is so exciting.
Now, what yarn did you use? Because this is so smushy.
So this is Lannis.
This
is so it's also
very
super affordable.
Because how much is Lannis in the store? Under 15, right?
Yeah, I think it's 13.
Okay.
We retail 13.
That's pretty amazing.
Some places will be 12, some will be 14, but I think we do 13.
How much, how many balls did you use? Do you remember? Like 6?
No, I used 4.5, I believe. Wow. So it is like 13 a skein. I used 4.5.
You're at 52, 50. You're not that much. You're at like $66.
Right, so it's under 70. Let's say it's under 70.
Right, and the extra you can use for a hat.
Or I was thinking also, no, I don't think I'll have enough for
fingerless.
I could do fingerless mitts. I could do a hat. Mm-hmm.
You know what I would do? I would ABSQ extra.
Yeah.
Always buy sweater quantity extra. So that way you could make, like, this is so gorgeous. You would want the matching hat, and you could even do, you know what you could do? You could crochet boot cuffs.
Yes, like that would be a really fun accent. Mm-hmm. It is cropped, which for me is perfect. I'll wear it over overalls. I'll wear it over dresses in the winter. It's long sleeves, so it's
gorgeous.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. This is really cute, and the bust darts, man, they make it. I was super impressed. So this pattern for me, 10 out of 10. I will be making it again. That's actually, so for better or worse, from now on, you get my, not that you haven't gotten my honest reviews before.
She always gives honest reviews.
And some are a little more honest than others.
But also, too, I think the other thing is when some people are giving a review, you have to take into account, excuse me, I have a little tickle in my throat, into account their level of expertise. So Jaime is a real master knitter. I'm not lying when I say this. However, she gives a review based on, hey, Kimberly, would you like to knit this? Oh, let me give you the real review. And it's honestly, it's for all levels, which is fantastic, Jaime.
This one is very specific. She goes into it. She tells you, hey, measure this, measure this. This is where your bust would be. My only issue, and I feel like this was me, not the pattern.
Yes.
But my only issue was when I got to the neck, my numbers were off. They still matched a number in the pattern. So I think I just forgot a couple increases because I was actually watching movies while I was doing this. Let's be honest.
Right.
So I was still able to fudge it. It was fine. But I think that was me, not the pattern. And the neck was a little big. But again, that's me, not the pattern. I always thought I had broad shoulders. I do not.
No,
actually.
You have regular.
I do. So I ended up, and this is a trick. So I ended up decreasing out. So I tried it on and I was like, well, this is going to be wide. So you have these panels of, it's knit 3, purl 3. So I went ahead and I decreased each purl to 2. So it was like knit 3, purl 2. And it gets sort of hidden right in there. You don't notice it. And then I actually went down a needle size or 2. So
impressive.
Yeah, in this case, you pick up with, and you'll hear us just talk in millimeters because that's the way I think. But you pick up the neck with a 3.75 millimeter. The body's a 4.5 millimeter. So you're decreasing the neck a little bit anyway. And then I was like, oh, this is actually still going to be a little big. So I decreased out those purls, and then I went down to a 3.5 millimeter. And I will tell you that made the difference. And that's a little secret. If your arms, so there are some designers out there whose arms are a little skinnier than mine, let's say. And so when I get to the arms, I'm like, oh, the bust is going to fit, but those arms are going to be a skosh snug.
So you don't change needle. You go up a little
I go up a needle size. Like 1 or 2 needle sizes, and you're not going to notice. Right.
It's not going to show a big difference in the fabric from your arm to your sweater, and you'll be like, wait, that's Frankenstein together.
Exactly.
Okay.
But you are going to be able to, like, then breathe. Like your
Which
arms
is
will
important
breathe.
to breathe. I mean, to live life. Yes, very important.
So for me, that's my little like hackable secret.
And that's why you should watch Coffee with Kimberly, because hello, it's also with Jaime, who's amazing and who will give you these tips that
hackable secret.
Yeah, I mean, watching the show is worth it just for that. I mean, plus the laughs, right?
We're funny.
We think we are, so thank you for that.
So this one I will make again. I will let you guys know when we make it again if you guys want to do a little bit along. But
I totally want to make this. I'm thinking also maybe in like there's a lilac color that has a lot of depth.
Yep.
That would be like a beautiful pop of color.
Yep.
Or even perhaps a pink.
Yep.
So stay tuned.
We'll let you guys know.
Stay tuned. Okay, so
do you want to talk about yours, or I'll talk about my current work in progress? But why don't you tell me about yours?
My Koffee.
Yeah, let's talk
Well,
about it.
guys, this is kind of sad. First of all, I have
Not
a delicious bag from New York, where my daughter is in law school, and it's from Starbucks because you know I am a Starbucks Gold Card member, and I love it.
Can you hear the dogs outside?
Yeah.
They're harassing the neighbor.
They're saying, hello, we're guarding you, because, you know, there are so many fans knocking on our door trying to be part of this group. So we have to say no. Okay, so guys, this is the new Koffee sweater. Well, I don't know if she's come out with one since then. It's called Instant Crush. It's all in mohair.
Yes.
I have to say, the funnest part is picking my colors, because I love that. But, get this, guys. Black mohair.
Yes.
Why did I do that? Oh, because it's going to look really cool.
Oh my gosh, it's going to look
Really
amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have black. This is as far as I am. I was planning on wearing this to the Frederick Fiber Fest. However, I don't think that's going to happen. But I do have a sweater that nobody's ever seen before that I finished. That's, I don't think I've ever worn it with the knitting community. It's Forbidden Fiber steel grommet in their pride fingering held together with the rowan.
Is that the pain?
It's a pain.
Okay, so that's the other pattern. That's the one I'm going to make for this with the mohair.
And
you gave me the idea.
Yeah.
Pain, spelled P-A-Y-N-E, and it's by Helena Barstow, who is Oink Pigments. It is another 10 out of 10. 100% do that pattern.
I think I've done like 5.
And I believe I've done about 4.
Yeah, like it's just so nice because again, sometimes this is a lot of concentration for me right now because 1, it's black, and 2, I have to make stitches, which I am not that very good at yet, but I will be better, but I can do it. So 1 stitch at a time, and for some reason, Jamie's not going to do it for me. What? So she's like, you can do this. Okay, fine. So I can't watch my Beckham series while I'm working on this, hence all the mice. Right. Well, this was I think this was called The Midwife or something too. Also on Netflix. So anyway, this is something I have to concentrate on. The pain after you do your increases, and I did them, instead of making one left, making one right, I did yarn over increases, and then it had like little eyelets all the way through. That's quite lovely.
Yep. That's actually a really good idea. I may steal that for this as well.
It's very nice. It gives it a little bit more like pizzazz. It looks like lace kind of, but it's not really. But it's a nice in between each section. Just, it's very, very nice. So this is my Instant Crush, and guess what, guys? I know you're dying to know. This is my color, ooh, and it sparkles. And I bought this with Jaime at our very first Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. I'm not going to tell you how many years. A lot of years ago.
It's been a minute.
So I got this color.
Do you know that was the first time that we went to the burger place that now I'm not going to remember.
Sunshine Burger, guys. It's the best.
It just got written
It's in Brookville. I know. It was written up in Washington Post magazine, or the newspaper, the Washington Post. Sunshine Burger is in Brookville. It is a gas station that serves hamburgers, and you're going to say that's really weird, and it's kind of a little weird, but it's amazing food.
It is. And there's no fries. There's no nothing else.
No.
All you need is the burger.
Yeah.
Or
and
their
cheese.
BLT.
Oh, yeah, their bacon.
Oh, on point.
A bacon cheeseburger, and it's so big.
That's all you need.
You can't eat the whole, you could eat the whole thing. I do eat the whole thing, and then I'm like, but you can't get half of one. because that would be perfect because they're big.
Yeah.
And it's fresh ground beef that they do, and they make it into patties.
It's amazing.
It's so good. Oh my God. Okay, so I also have white sparkle.
Yeah. This is going to be so good.
Then, oh, guys. Then I have gray, and it's got a little bit of sparkle. So it's mohair whole double. Held double. I haven't had enough coffee yet. Held double. It's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah.
This is not going to be ready for Frederick Fiber Fest, of course. So, anyway, it's always good to have goals, right? I wish, don't you wish sometimes magic wand?
I know.
Sweater done.
Well, so
it's not that fast.
The hubby has said to me once in a while, he's like, why don't you just get a knitting machine and then
like
it's done. But I was like, actually the knitting is for me the therapy part.
Yes. It's a whole process. It's
so
beautiful.
I sometimes don't care that I don't end up with a project. Actually, I was talking to Peggy the other day.
Yes.
And I was like, well, I have so many unfinished projects because sometimes once we're done with it in the store, as in I taught the class, I need to move on to different samples to do,
right?
Different
yarn
or whatever.
Different things, yeah.
So I need to move on, even though the project's not done. And then it just sort of goes into purgatory. And sometimes for me, it's not actually about the finished product. It's about the act of doing the thing in the moment.
Yes.
And sometimes you don't have to go back to it, or sometimes the project gets on my nerves. And I'm like, I just can't do this.
And
anymore.
then I'm like, I throw it in the corner. I try to throw it away, but Jamie won't let me.
Yeah.
She's like, no, just put it aside.
Just put it aside
It'll
for
be
a while.
okay. And I'm like, oh, I hate this.
Yeah.
You know. And also too, like on some, I was doing a Koffee pattern like when I first started knitting. It's like a shawl thing, and it's a rectangle with all these garter ridges, which is beautiful. And I've done over 200 garter ridges, and it's very wide. But now, then it came time for different colored lace all the way around. I was not at the point where I could read I mean, I could have read the pattern, but like, so now I'm like looking at it going, thank goodness I use beautiful yarn, forbidden fibers, and of course steel grommet is the lace color, and I believe Iron Bridge, which is a gray, and it's sparkle.
Nice.
Is the main color. So I don't think my sister's watching, but that could be her Christmas gift.
Nice.
Because I'm already done. Like
no.
I just have to do like 10 rows of lace or something.
And sometimes it's really more helpful to put the project. I ended up doing like 3 shifties in a row.
Yes.
Right, because like one for class, one for me, and then you ended up getting one.
Yeah.
And then I was using a 4th one as like a sample.
Yeah.
Teaching a class about it. And I ended up getting to the point where I split the sleeves and I was like, class is over, we've moved on, I need to now move on to something else.
Right.
And it just sat in a bag. And then I picked it up.
It's beautiful.
It is going to be really pretty. I need to finish it. But I was like, oh, actually now it's going much quicker. There's no deadline, but I find it very rhythmic. So sometimes you just end up putting away a project.
Yeah.
So,
and also too with crochet, when I first started, there was Schweepies.
Oh yes.
Had a bee. Of course, if you don't know, you're just tuning in. I love bees because my last name is Barbie Ostrander, but Barbie has always been my name, and it's Bee. And my grandmother installed a love of bees. Like you will love bees. When I say installed, not instilled, yes, she installed it. So anything bee, yes. And I have this blanket that I bought the pattern for and made all these hexagons that are supposed to be honeycombs. And I think I have like over 200, but now it comes time to join. Now I've been working on this for so many years. It's a good thing that I still love the colors.
Right.
I love my yarn I chose. I actually bought the yarn from Knit Picks back in the day. I think it's Wool of the Andes is what I used. With different grays and yellow and blah, blah. So that's something maybe I'll probably end up giving to my daughter. So she's going to be 26 in February. So probably for her birthday, maybe I might be able to join. So that's always a goal, you know. Whether or not she actually gets it by then.
I feel like some of those projects, because there's a couple that I would like to undertake.
Yeah.
And they are just those projects that either involve a lot of color work or a lot of pieces And for me, I sort of approach it like it's a 1 row a day.
Yeah.
Right? Like I do 1 row, put it away, and it's like a year-long project, right? It's okay. I give myself permission to not sit down and finish it all at once. Because there are some people who hate stockinette. I love stockinette, man. I will just stockinette for days. So I'm working on a dress right now. I'm going to show you in a second.
Beautiful. And
you get done with the sleeve split, and then it's stockinette. You roll out.
And you can watch whatever you want.
Right. For me, perfect.
You can knit with not looking, which I cannot do that. Hence my crochet. So
for me, it's the perfect, if I'm at a doctor's office, if I'm at a game, if I'm at, whatever, if I'm watching TV, I can just, so I love a good stockinette project. Mm-hmm. So I will sometimes choose a stockinette over, say, a different color work or something. And so then I have to give myself permission, do the 1 row, get it done. Then I can work on my stockinette. Then I can sort of, because I can, do different things while I'm doing the stockinette.
Which is amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
So speaking of this new one, because this one's another dress. Beautiful. Apparently this is going to be the year dresses.
The year dresses. Well, you know why, guys? She got some really cool Doc Martens, and she got some Chelsea boots, and she got some really cool shoes. And what goes with cool shoes? Cool dresses.
But being short.
Yes. It's difficult.
Things are tough, right?
Because you don't necessarily, there are some lengths on you that you feel make you look awkward. Like, if it would be a mini dress on me, it could hit like not really, because I'm not that much taller than you. But like, let's say it's a dress to the top of my knees, and that's how it's supposed to be. And it's like 2 or 3 inches longer.
It's just that weird
awkward
spot,
length. Yeah. Right. Like the middle of your calves that you don't want. You want it.
And this allows me to customize. Yeah. I can do the bust. I can add in more A-line if I need, so it doesn't pull. So for me, I'm a big dress knitter, and a lot of people say, "Oh my gosh, that's so much knitting,
so much time."
I mean, what else are we doing?
Well, also the finished product you wear, and it looks amazing. So if you're going to spend your time knitting, unless you're doing some knitting that you're giving away or charity knitting or something, it should be something that you love. You're gonna wear, or gift knitting. So what is another week of your life if you're going to wear it?
If you're going to wear it, right? And I'm trying to choose better with things, because I did knit a dress, the purple sparkle forbidden.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. It's long sleeve. It's gorgeous. So,
it's gray and purple.
But for me, though, it's a little loud. So Kimberly would disagree. Kimberly would be like, yeah, I'd absolutely wear that. Yeah. But for me, it's like a skosh on the loud side. And so every time I sort of put it on, I'm like, ooh, I need to tone it down. I need to
You just need to have the confidence to wear it.
And I don't.
Because the thing is, it has color work.
It does.
And it's so stunning that you'll be walking down the street and people will say, my goodness, that is a gorgeous dress. And you'll say, thank you, I made it. And it's drawing attention to you and your skills, and at that point you have to feel comfortable with people coming up to you. Strangers will come up. Like if you wore that to Frederick, did you wear it to Frederick Fiber Fest?
No, I put it on and then took it off.
Oh, yeah.
I also feel like, so this is also the thing to keep in mind. So I feel like that dress needs a crinoline underneath. Just to sort of, some of them need a little bit. So anyway, but we should talk about that.
So now I have an idea for Jamie's birthday, which is in December.
I could do a little crinoline for the dress. I should show you guys the dress, but it's funny. I've only ever worn it, I think, once. So now at least I'm making better decisions.
Well, things that you're very comfortable with.
Right.
And you should feel comfortable in your clothes that you wear, and in your garments, and your shawls, and your scarves.
And sometimes take a chance. So like the sweater behind me, I bought the boots. And everyone was like, I don't see the vision for that sweater. And I'm like, no, I see the vision, right? I see it. This is loud but quiet. So I feel like the sweater it's striped. It could be loud, the dress rather. Yes. But for me, it's like quiet enough that actually I can wear this, totally my color palette. Love it.
It's gorgeous. And plus, too, she's got amazing Doc Martens. I'm just a little bit jealous.
They match.
Okay, I'm a lot jealous. I'm going to be honest.
I know. That's what happens with your tiny feet.
Yeah.
So this next one I want to show you guys.
It's beautiful.
Another dress. but hear me out.
Are you doing short sleeve? Is short sleeve?
It is short sleeve. Now, I feel like this is also something you could completely make long sleeve if that was your jam.
Depending.
9 times out of 10, it is not my jam. So I may make them a little longer, just because I kind of maybe like a little elbow situation. But we'll see when we get there. So this is Mini Me Knit Design, right? She's got a lot of patterns. They're beautiful. Well done, row by row. And this is the Salmon. It's
Salmon.
SAMMEN by Mini Me Knit Design.
And it's MINIMI.
Yes.
So me is MI.
And this, so it's a combination of her 2 designs, Storybook and Pyramid. So her Pyramid design, it's just like a raglan, right? But you end up increasing the front and the back here, right?
Beautiful.
It's like the Carbeth, if you guys are familiar with the Carbeth. It is done the exact same way. So it ends up being a very flattering design, right? And so go check it out. It is a dress. She does have her pyramid top though. So if you're like, actually this dress thing is not my jam.
I don't want a dress.
Right. You can just make the top. But it is going really well. So the sleeves are 2x3 rib. No, 2x2 rib. 2x2 rib.
Gorgeous.
And then the panel is stockinette. I'm almost to the sleeve split. Once you get there, it's just stockinette. And she actually has pockets that are knit as you go.
Oh, perfect.
So,
but could you do, I remember before you had steeked a sweater and you put in a different color pocket. So could you put a different color pocket in that dress?
So you might be able to. It's just straight. So yeah, you could do afterthought pockets. So I've done a sweater. Yeah. So it's afterthought pockets. If you guys have done afterthought heels, afterthought.
It was so cool.
Toes, right? It's just you cut it. You add your pocket, and then you know, and I did a little, it was a contrast. So
it was a contrast. You guys, I love a little pop of surprise.
Yes.
It's
actually,
so
you know
amazing.
that sweater would go really well with this dress.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have to talk about that.
And let's talk about socks too, because you should.
Yeah, I should make socks.
Yeah.
To match.
Yeah.
So for me, choosing a piece, and actually, you know, now that we've talked about it, now that you brought the sweater back up. Yeah. I do have several sweaters in my stash that would go with this dress, but then
calls them her stash. It's really her wardrobe.
It's the wardrobe. But it's now I know, like now, okay, I can wear that little sweater. It'd be cute. It's a little cardi. You'll still be able to see the details. It's a little cropped. It's high hip actually. Long sleeve, so that would make up for no sleeves here. Yeah, it then becomes a very staple.
And they're completely different. I mean, but the colors will join them and marry them. And that little pop is just like, it's
next time we talk, I'll bring up, because that actually I did a solid body, so it's brown, and then I did the complementary because it was Round Mountain. So I did complementary sleeves, and they sort of self-striped. This was really pretty. It ended up being a really pretty sweater. So.
It is gorgeous. Now, I think it's fantastic that you go through and you're knitting all these different designers. But what some people may not know is that J&K Lost in the Woods, you and Katie actually do design, and you actually have been #1 on Ravelry.
We have.
For your weekend pullover.
It's the weekend pullover.
That's pretty good memory on my part.
It is, actually.
You know, and they are designing new stuff. So let's talk about what's on the docket. Well, first of all, we should say it's also been fueled by Trader Joe's.
Yeah, so we're going to start a new little segment. I like to give myself treats. Okay, so here's my deal. When I'm working on something like a lot.
I should just have one.
You should.
Just to make sure.
When I'm working
I
on,
remember though.
I give myself, I'm like, okay, if I finish this section, I get a treat, right?
Yes.
Is that the healthy way to do it? Probably not.
Well, it is healthy for mental health.
Yeah.
And she has booby trapped this for me.
It's just really tough.
I got it.
So these little candies, or you know what my other secret, like, pleasure is Skittles.
Those rip your teeth out.
They do rip your teeth out. You should not eat them, but...
These are as good as I remember.
Yeah, they are. So these are Trader Joe's, and they are the dark chocolate mint creams. So I've been giving myself one a day as I go through my section.
I just ate a day's worth.
That's fine. So anyway, these are really good. I love mint, but I do love my Skittles. So I get my Skittles out. And I'll be
so now you have less than a week and you got to go back to Trader Joe's.
Yeah, that's fine. Or find a new little snack. So,
why would you? You need to have Halloween Skittles out now.
Yeah, because Michelle has created a candy drawer. Because if that's not crazy.
And hey, a little known fact, at CVS, it's $3.99 a bag for a fun size and snack size all the time, guys. Not a special sale.
Okay.
I think they're trying to beat everybody else.
I mean, that's fair. I'm here for that.
I
do love
candy. I did buy some, and Koffee is like the supreme combo, just like Jamie and I.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Now, we're back to serious talk now.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about what are you designing with Katie? What's going on at J&K Lost in the Woods?
So I've got a couple designs. One of them I'm turning a knit pattern that I've knit before.
That you created.
That I created. That I ordered yarn for, so hopefully I'll release that soon. I'm going to turn it into a crochet pattern, submit it to a magazine. I'll let you guys know if we get accepted.
I think they will.
I don't know. I've submitted a couple ideas to, if anybody on like the magazine department sees me, I'd really love to design for you guys. But my designs tend to be a little flare, but more or less simple. Like this sweater, right?
Very wearable.
Very wearable. You've got your cable, but most of it is sort of knitting. You've got your little flare. It fits well. Very wearable. Those are sort of
a pop of unexpected, so it's not boring.
Right.
But it's not an unexpected that's so difficult to do that you'll be like, there's no way I'm ever going to finish this.
Right. Because some of them, now listen, there are designers, if you love cables, baby cocktails, right? If you, if that's your jam, absolutely, you should do that. Carol Feller is another one. If you're into cables, absolutely, you should do that.
Some of those, though, you have to be dedicated. So you have to decide what kind of knitter you are, or what kind of knitter you're going to be for that project.
Right.
Are you going to be dedicated and finish it and or take very good notes? Because honestly, I started the Instant Crush 4 weeks ago, and that's how far I am. So, life came into play and stuff. Right. But if it was where it was cables and stuff, if I don't have extensive notes, and actually I've never done cables, but if I don't have extensive notes in my patterns, I'm like, what? Where am I? So that's amazing.
Right. So my designs are a mix of, the weekend pullover, the whole top is garter. It's garter and it's knit front back in the increases, which you could change up, but it's let's make it approachable. Let's make it easy knitting. It's got a nice little V neck to make it wearable.
Easy to wear.
Yeah, for me it was what can I put on in the morning when I'm out hiking. And that's why I chose the yarn I chose, right? I chose felted tweed because if it gets snagged on a bush, it's not really going to matter. It's not the type of yarn that's going to pill.
And it's very accessible too.
Right.
So, I mean, the nice thing is when you're designing, you're not only doing the custom indie dyed, you're going from custom indie dyed to the Lannis. To or if people are allergic to wool, I mean, to be honest, you guys, this is acrylic.
Acrylic has its place. I don't have any issue with acrylic at all. I think there are some times where it would be better in acrylic.
Right.
Especially if you're doing a baby blanket. Please, for the love of all that's holy, do not knit an alpaca blanket for that baby, because new moms, and that's fine.
I did that.
But new moms,
they don't have time to do it. And
I
didn't
it from
knit
a mom of three,
for my cousin.
mom of three, right?
Yeah, mom of three. That's so cool. We're both moms of three.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're friends.
That's
not why we're friends.
That's so many other reasons, but we'll go with that.
We'll go with that. But you just don't have time.
Yeah, no, you don't have time. Although for my cousin, it was his first baby, and I wanted it to be extra special, so I did alpaca yarn from Italy.
That's a nice baby blanket. But that's the baby blanket that's then going to get put in the back till they're
I think
older.
it went to his christening.
Yeah, there you go.
To Teddy's christening. So, anyway, we
wanted to... So a lot of our patterns are just pretty accessible. So I'll keep you guys posted as we keep going on. And
also, too, now they can follow you on Instagram, J&K Lost.
We are on Instagram.
Yes.
Or Stolen Moments Knitting. That's sort of my personal page, but I do both. If you want to come see me in the shop, knit locally, in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Yeah.
I will teach, and if you guys want to see stuff, like, let us know.
Let us know. Leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll look at them and go from there.
Or if there's something like let's say there's something you want to see designed, and you're like, I really wish someone would design
this
X.
And you can say crochet bikini, and I'll tell you it's already been done.
Yeah. Or crochet, right? Because
Yeah.
actually, I'm fixing
Jamie
to turn
does
something into crochet.
everything. Yes.
Once you get in it, then you're like, oh, this is fun. Let's learn how to do X, Y, and Z. So, yeah, we've done it all.
Jamie has.
Well, you've gone long for the ride.
I have, and then now she's very busy, so she tells me, you should just look that up.
No.
Just kidding. No, she's the best. She's the best.
The time we turned when we were dyeing yarn in my kitchen and turned the backsplash blue.
I mean,
oops.
Is that?
You know what we don't have anymore though?
That backsplash, because they redid their kitchen.
And we no longer have a backsplash because I was like, no, because when I dye again next time, I don't want to dye anything blue.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. So, I mean, hey, sorry about your backsplash. And I think the deck got a little stained too because we went outside.
You know what's gone again though?
That deck. So,
doesn't matter.
You know, I think if you want to get rid of something in your house, you should dye yarn.
You should dye yarn.
And then your husband or significant other, whoever, will say, why is this color? And you'll say, well, I thought neon green would look fantastic with our black and white kitchen. Anyway.
Do you know what lasted longer than the paint on that deck? The dye on that deck.
So there.
I'm just saying, in case painting doesn't work out for you, you should just dye yarn.
Just dye yarn, and
you want your deck.
You know, it could be rainbow, tie-dye.
Fun.
All kinds of fun. Well, we wanted to say thank you for everyone.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We're going to try and do this weekly.
Yes, yes.
It seems like Wednesdays work.
I think Wednesdays are a good day.
Maybe we'll just do Wednesday Coffee Talk with Kimberly.
That sounds like a fantastic time, and you guys can follow our journey and see what's new and offer suggestions.
On TikTok. We're on TikTok, JK. We're on YouTube. We're just gonna post it everywhere. Come follow us.
You guys follow them because they're amazing people, and you will learn a lot and have fun. And I just like the comedy and to make mice once in a while. Anyway. So thank you all so much. We hope you have a fantastic day.
Have a fantastic week.
Yeah, amazing week. Whether you create, don't create, take care of yourself and go from there, right?
Yeah.
That's the most important.
Do something creative. Anything creative or get outside, breathe fresh air.
That's always good.
Yeah.
So have a wonderful time,
Thank you guys.
Till next
See
time.
you soon. Bye.
Bye.
We're still talking.
Well, sometimes the remote doesn't work.
Did it work? It did not.